Hey, BoLS fans, AdamHarry here with Gordon from GCT Studios. They have the Bushido game, which is pretty sweet, and then they're also doing a Kickstarter. So let's start with, real quick, while we're staying here, the Kickstarter, which is
Rise of the Kage, which is a board game spin-off from our Bushido world. And in the board game, it's 2 to 4 players, and the pretense is that there are ninjas trying to infiltrate various locations, trying to accomplish whatever they've been hired to do, and that's portrayed in the term that they draw a random mission card and they have to fulfill the parameters in that mission in order to succeed. The guard players obviously trying to prohibit them doing that or stall them long enough that they can get enough guards in play to win the game themselves.
awesome. So what is Bushido? And for somebody, pretend I've never heard of it, well I have, but what is Bushido?
Bushido is our first game. It's a tabletop true skirmish game, so you're controlling between 5 to 10 models depending on the faction you're playing. It's an I go, you go activation sequence, some really quite cool dice mechanics where you kind of bluffing your opponent in attacking or defending, or a combination of the two. It's kind of simultaneous combat rolls. And another cool feature is chi, which is like the life forces that most of the creatures within the world have some manipulation of, and the more chi you have, the better at you are manipulating it. So yeah, it's been released. Regular releases for the game. Yep. 6 factions currently, a couple more in development, so yeah, it's quite exciting.
Do you have any GenCon exclusive stuff you guys are showing off, or is it just the Kickstarter?
It's just the Kickstarter game. Okay. We've been spending the last 18 months working through that, so we're quite excited about that now.
What are the dates on the Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter will be hopefully launching first week in September. I think it just needs to be confirmed, but I'm pretty certain it's all a formality.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once we get out of that, yeah, really excited about it. Just busy with that.
Busy stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go to the board real quick and get some quick shots of that. So, all right, Gordon. So tell me, this is the new board game.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, run me through a little bit of what we have here. So.
Okay. Cool. So it's a 2 foot by 2 foot board. Yeah. It's a square movement. So. These are our guard figures, which essentially one player has control of, and they're the ninjas, which are these cool guys in black, are trying to infiltrate into the board, and they react with the board by trying to search in these particular locations. The difficulty is pretty much the base value.
Gotcha.
Once they've acquired enough of these tokens, there's a difficulty for each mission, and that means they've succeeded in their mission, and depending on the mission parameters, they might need to escape from the board, or maybe assassinate the boss, or whatever the case may be.
Is this going to be the final board, or is this just a prototype you guys worked up and you're going to change stuff for Kickstarter?
Yeah, this is just the prototype at the moment, so the final board might change slightly from this. We're also hoping to have it as a double-sided board, so we'll have an alternative environment as well. Yeah, we've got a couple of stretch goals lined up, so we'll increase the ninjas. There's always 3 ninjas in game, but to give a bit of variety, we'll be able to chop and change the ninjas you select for each different mission aim. So some ninjas will be better at like assassinate, others might be better at stealing stuff and that kind of stuff.
Okay, okay. And so the miniature quality on you guys is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So really like that stuff. As far as like the ninjas and stuff too, can we go over the stats?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. So each ninja is represented by a play mat, which kind of tells you their basic skills. Now, the most important thing in game is this box is here, and that's the number of dice pool they have available in game. So each turn that gets replenished, and the white ones are essentially their force actions. So if they want to attack people or break doors down, that kind of stuff, they're going to use white dice. If they want to do things quietly, which essentially is what ninjas do best, or should do best, they're going to use black dice. So their skills then is these are modifiers to the dice they're rolling. So the swords is basically what bonus they get if they're using that dice, the bonus they use if they're using a black dice. That is their defense value. So once the guards detect them and want to attack them, that's going to be the target number for them. And this is essentially how responsive they are. So the higher that value, the quicker they are, the more faster they are to react to what the guards are doing. Yeah.
Cool. So show off some of these minis.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Now, these are obviously prototypes, so these are all pewter.
Yep.
The final production ones will be plastic. Exact plastic is yet to be determined just on costings. But
right.
We're hoping to have them as close to these as possible.
Yeah, these are some awesome minis too, so I like them a lot. So, cool. Yeah, was there anything else you wanted to touch on? I saw there was equipment slots. So.
Yeah, I mean, there is on the, through game, the ninjas have access to a variety of different cards which they've randomly drawn. Okay. And some of those are equipment, so they can probably get smoke bombs, which are pretty cool. and caltrops. There's some poison rice, which I can't find the card for right now, but that basically lures guards away from where you want them. But not all cards are good, so some of them they disturb a guard for argument's sake, and they come across a sleeping guard over there, so they're not all good. So yeah, they can stack those out, and those are restricted by the number of slots they have available on their playmats.
Cool.
Well,
we'll be looking out for that that Kickstarter in September,
hopefully first week in September. Yeah.
Okay, September. Yeah. Check it out, Kickstarter. Again, Gordon, GCT Studios. They do Bushido. If you've played that, check it out.
Savage Wave.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So yes, thanks guys.